We're glad you could join us for the tennis battle of the sexes 50 years later. Bobby Riggs, Billie Jean King, and our newly re-released tennis game, Let's Play Tennis. Hello again, Keith Avalon from Play Games. Sam is producing tonight's show, as is his custom. Next Wednesday is the 50th anniversary of that famous tennis match between Bobby Riggs and Billie Jean King, the Battle of the Sexes, 1973. Those of us who were old enough to remember it is quite the cultural phenomenon. A little backstory on it. Billie Jean King was, of course, one of the reigning tennis stars of the era. Bobby Riggs was sort of I don't want to say he was washed up. He was a big tennis star in the 40s and 50s. He was 55 years old in 1973, and he was going around saying that even at his age that he could, defeat any woman. It was a very chauvinistic thing. It's kind of hard to believe it looking back that was the attitude, but it really was. And of course, it drew a lot of consternation and outrage and a lot of interest. Really made him quite the celebrity. He challenged Billie Jean King to this a winner-take-all match for $20,000, and she declined. But he got Margaret Court to agree to the match, and they did the match, and Bobby Riggs swept her in 3 straight games. Well, that just got him even more excited and more geared up. The limelight was on him, and he began, saying, he was kind of doubling down on the whole thing. He upped the ante and made it a $100,000 offer to play Billie Jean King, winner take all. And so the match was set. Billie Jean King later, said she kind of felt like she needed to take up the mantle for women's sports, and so she accepted the challenge. They played it in the Astrodome. 38,000 people packed into the Astrodome to watch this. It's still the largest crowd ever to watch a tennis match in the United States. 50 million people watched it on ABC TV in the United States, 90 million people worldwide. So it was quite the phenomenon. And Billie Jean King won in straight sets, shut him out 3 games to none, or 3 sets to none. So it went. So it was a memorable time. It really kind of, I don't want to say it legitimized women's sports, but because a lot of people already felt that women's sports were legitimate, but it certainly shut Bobby Riggs up, and it really sort of ushered in a new era for women's sports. That's a little bit of the history behind it. We thought it'd be cool to recreate that match with our tennis game. So let's do that. Go to the game table. First of all, thanks to Chad McAvoy for creating the ratings for these 2 players. They're rated based on their performance in 1973. These cards, by the way, we have printed up copies of these cards and are including them in all of the first wave of orders of the tennis game. The tennis game went live this morning, after a 2-week delay. Actually, really more like a 6-week delay. But it is out now, and we're excited about that. And we're including a copy of these 2 cards in each order, so you can redo this on your own tabletop if you like. And again, thanks to Chad for making the cards and for all his help in really developing the game and rating the players and dialing everything in. From here on out, I'm pretty much going to be winging it. The main thing I want to do is replay this match, but I might take a few detours along the way to explain some stuff. I'm assuming that pretty much everyone is at least somewhat familiar with the game. But for those who aren't, a quick explanation is we built this last Christmas. It came out last Christmas as a PDF game over the holiday season. We built it as a Pro Tennis toolbox because the idea was there are multiple ways to reconcile matches and individual games from fast to slow. I mean, you can do a die roll, which determines the outcome, or a series of dice rolls, which will determine the outcome, or you can actually play it point by point, where you're rolling dice for the service and the return, and hopefully we'll get a chance to do all those things here with our demonstration tonight. What I thought we would do is start out by going quickly, doing the quick resolution of the sets to kind of set it up to somebody to get one of these 2 to be on the verge of winning the match, having won 2 sets. So why don't we just go ahead and do that to start with? The first thing that I'm going to talk about is, I guess, who's the underdog and who's the favorite and who's the underdog here. Of course, the favorite goes over here. The underdog goes over here. I've got Bobby Riggs as the favorite. Now, indeed, he was the favorite in the public's eye going into this, and certainly in his own mind, he was the favorite. But as we know, in retrospect, Billie Jean King won rather handily. So you could make the case that maybe she should be the favorite, depending on how you look at it. We're going to go with the traditional historical layout where we're going to call Bobby Riggs the favorite. So let's go ahead and see. Let's determine the outcomes of the first couple of sets, and then we'll get it down to our third set, and then we'll hopefully take you through some of the other methods of playing. So first thing we're going to do is decide for the set. We roll these two dice. We read them low to high, so this is going to be a 24. We're going to check the qualities. It's a qualities-based game. We're going to check, in this case, backhand and footwork. So in this case, Bobby Riggs has backhand underlined, so he's got basically double backhand and footwork. So he's got 3 of those qualities, a strength of 3. And so does Billie Jean King, backhand and underlined footwork. So they're going to both be, it's going to be even. The set status is going to be even. So we'll roll these 2 dice, add them, and determine who's got the lead. 10 is going to be, the higher seed is going to lead this set 5 games to 2. So the higher seed, i.e. the favorite, Bobby Riggs will take a lead in the first set 5-2. So we'll go ahead and set the scoreboard that way. And we're going to go with a no rally resolution to determine who wins. So the favorite is leading the set 5-2. We're going to roll these 2 dice. I'll roll them over here so you can see it. A 9. So the favorite is going to win the first set 6-2. So I'm going to mark it over here. So Bobby Riggs wins the first set 6-2. He's leading 1-0. All right, so we'll do this again for the second set. We got a storm rolling through here, by the way. If our lights go out, that will be why. If our stream ends abruptly, it'll be because of the thunderstorm that we're experiencing right now in Highlands Ranch. All right, so I roll a 6 and a 5, or 56 is our dice roll. So we're going to check endurance and savvy. So it looks like Bobby Riggs at age 55 does not have the endurance, but he does have savvy, double savvy. Billie Jean King with double endurance and savvy. So she'll have a slight advantage, a small advantage. And we'll see if she can parlay that into a lead. So she's going to lead the set 5-3. So let's go ahead and reset this. 5-3. I do that only for the visual. And the underdog's going to lead the set 5-3. We're going to roll the 2 dice again. And so she's going to win this set 6-3. She'll go ahead and win the 6th game, and that will even it up. 6. Each will have won 1. So each has won 1 now. So somebody's going to be on the verge of clinching this series. So we'll do this again. And we roll a 24. So we're going to check backhand and footwork. So Riggs is going to have 3, and Billie Jean King's going to have 3. Billie Jean King has underlined footwork. Bobby Riggs has underlined backhand. So they're tied at 3, and even set status. And what this represents is you're basically sort of abstracting the entire set, dialing in on the key qualities that are driving the action in this set. So in other words, the backhand and the volley are what's really notable about this set. So it's an even set status, and the higher seed is going to lead the set 5-4. So the favorite, in other words, so Riggs is going to lead this 5-4. We're going to check and see if he pulls it out. If I get one of these question marks, then we'll have a uncertain, unpredictable outcome. But it looks like Bobby Riggs is going to pull this one out 6-4. So Bobby Riggs wins the second set 6-4. Let's go ahead. So he's on the verge of taking the series. We definitely do get to some point-to-point action here. And I'm going to roll the dice here for our third set, or actually our fourth set. And we roll a 36. Volley and savvy. So volley and savvy, that's 3 for Riggs. Volley, and that's 2. No, it's 3. It's 3 for Billie Jean King. So they're even again. And we have 7. higher seed or the favorite's going to lead 5-4. Okay, so let's go to point here and see if Riggs can close it out here. So he is leading 5-4. And according to the rules, the way we play this, just for the sake of ease, the favorite is going to serve all odd games. The underdog serves all even games. So this is the 10th game of the set, which means the underdog is going to be serving. So Billie Jean King is going to be serving this, trailing the series, trailing in the set 5-4. So she will need to win this. If Bobby Riggs can break serve here, he will win the match 3 games or three sets to 1. He'll win the match. All right, so Billie Jean King is going to serve, and now we're going to go to the point-to-point module. So we're going to switch boards. We've showed you for the set module. We've showed you the no rally module, which gets to results quickly. Now we're going to do the point-by-point module. Now we're actually going to play tennis point by point. And I don't know how much really to explain this. It should be, I think, as I said, most people I think have played this before, understand it. Basically, you're going to roll dice on the service. There's a chance for an ace or a double fault. If you don't get either of those, the other player gets to return it and rolls within their return range. There are certain modifiers to that. And chips can be earned, performance chips can be earned to sort of develop, to represent the momentum earned from a good shot, or using a skill that's particularly appropriate for that player. So the serving player always starts with a chip, and that chip can be used to expand the range of a return, save a missed return, or also to set up a winner shot. We'll just go and roll through it. So here's Billie Jean King on the ropes, trailing 4-5, and she needs to win this to knot it up. Here's the serve. She gets a 9. That is a good serve. Bobby Riggs is going to return it, and I roll a 7. When I roll a 7s are special in this game. When I roll a 7, I'm going to check the if it's the favorite, I'm going to check the white die. If it's the underdog, I'm going to check the black die, and look at this chart here to see what quality to check. If he's got the quality, he's going to get a chip. So I'm going to check, he's the favorite, so I'm going to check the savvy quality. He's got double savvy, so he's going to earn 2 chips. It's going to be a chip. It's going to be a shot that requires, the kind of experience that a guy like Bobby Riggs would have. So he's going to return that shot, earn 2 chips in the doing. So here's Billie Jean King with the return, and she gets a 7. We're checking for her, though, the 1, which means it's a forehand. She does not have the forehand quality, which means she's going to return the shot, but it's a weak return, and Bobby Riggs gets a chance to hammer home a winner, and he's going to try to do that. Ooh, he gets a 2. Wow. So he's going to miss that winner, and that's going to be a point for Billie Jean King. 15 love. Here's Billie Jean King with the serve. We roll a 7 on the serve. She does have the hard quality, so she's going to earn a chip. And that will be a return for Bobby Riggs. Boy, I'm rolling 7s like crazy, aren't I? Let's see. Does he have the backhand? He's got under. So there's a maximum of 4 chips that you can hold on your card. So he's at the max right now. And here's Billie Jean King with a 5. That is a good return. And now he can use because that was a routine return. He can spend a chip to try a winner, and he will. And he hits it. So that gets a point for Bobby Riggs. Both with Billie Jean has 2 chips, Bobby Riggs has 3. So he's got a bit of an advantage, even though she is serving. And here's the serve, 9. That's a good serve. And again, it is a routine serve, a routine return, so he can convert that to a winner if he wants to try to do that. I think he's not going to, though. Hold on to those chips for now, perhaps for later. So here's the regular return. Ooh, it's double 1s. Look at that. So he's going to miss that. He probably should have tried the winner. So that's going to be a point for Billie Jean King. She leads 30-15. There's the serve, another good return. And another 7. It looks like he's probably going to pick up a chip on this. If he's got the backhand, he does. He'll max out at 4. Back to Billie Jean King. 5 on the return. Now he'll try the winner, and we'll hit it. All right. Back to Billie Jean King. It's now tied at 30-30. So now if Riggs can win this game, he wins the set and the match. There's a 9 on the serve. That is a good serve. Here's the return from... Now he could try another winner here. It's a routine return. I think he'll just go ahead and... That's good. Okay, so doubles, when you roll doubles on the return, that means it's difficult. It's a good, well-executed shot, difficult to return. So he's going to send it back to Billie Jean King, and that's going to take 1 off her return range, so it's 4-7 now on the return. And here it is, a 3. So she can spend a chip to extend that, and she will. Back to Bobby Riggs, and he gets a 3. Ooh, that's outside his range. Now he could spend all 3 chips to return that. I don't think he will. I don't. Maybe he will, because you can spend as many chips as you want. So this is some of the decision points. This is what makes it such a great head-to-head game, where you're playing, against another person. And here's a detour that I'm going to tell that I was talking about. We included, after the convention, we did like a do-it-yourself tennis card for each player, and we had so much fun with it that we include those with the game now. So the game comes with do-it-yourself instructions and do-it-yourself tennis cards, so you can actually play this game as a tennis pro. All right, so I think he's going to go ahead and spend all 3 chips. Why not, to save that return? It's probably not a smart move. And here's Billie Jean King with a 12. That's an unusual return. Anytime you roll 12, it's unusual. So return, winner, unusual. Let's see what happens. A 9. So the return seemingly in, but ruled out. Point for the opponent. Roll a die. The chair umpire overrules the line judge, and a point for the return player. All right, so let's just see if that happens. It does. So it's a point for the return player. Ooh. So that would be a point for Billie Jean King. And she's going to win. No, she's going to, she's going to win, right? 40-30. Because the line judge ruled in her favor. So that will give her that will tie this up at 5-5. And so now we'll go to the 11th game, and Bobby Riggs will serve. The chips are carried over from game to game, but not from set to set. So Bobby Riggs now, we're tied at 5 each, and he will serve. Billie Jean King retains her chip. And here we go. 8 on the serve. First time for Riggs to serve. It's a good serve. And it's a good return, a difficult return. Goes here and then here. And it is a missed return for Bobby Riggs. So a point for Billie Jean King. Riggs serves. 5 is good. And a 7. But she does not have the forehand quality. So she'll return it, but Riggs can try a winner, and he will. And he does. So that gets a point for Riggs. Another serve. 9. We haven't had any aces yet. It's a good serve. A good return. What?
King might need just one more point to win.
You got to win by 2? That's what I was thinking. Yeah, I kind of was. It's been a while since I've looked at the rules. All right, so we're going to say that we're going to give her that point. We're going to say the line judge gave her the point, so we're going to just continue as we are. Because we can't really back up at this point. So right, we'll say the line judge gave her the second point as well. Again, we're mainly just trying to show you how the game works here. I guess we are trying to sort of recreate history, aren't we? So maybe we should go back. All right, let's do that. See if I can remember how it goes. So it would be 40-30. do this. I don't think we have chips here, so let's go ahead and go. Let's go ahead and go back here. So 40-30, and king is serving. Now watch, she'll get like an ace or something, and then all that will be for naught. So here we go. So we're back to 5 and 4. Here we go. 3. That's a double fault. Look at that. So now we're at deuce. 5 is a good serve. Here's Riggs with a return. 9 on the return is a good return. King needs to... Ooh, that's outside her range. She's got to spend the chip. 6 is a good return. Billie Jean King 3. Oh, no! She missed it, so that would actually give the advantage to Riggs now. So this would end the match. 4 is a good serve. If Riggs can get this point, the match is over. 10 on the return is good. 9 is out of her range. So that will give the match to that will give the set and the match to Bobby Riggs. So there you are. He will win this 6 games to 4. So he'll win the set 6 to 4. He'll win the match 3 games or 3 sets to 1. That's how that would be scored. We didn't have any aces in this match. Anyway, that's how it works. I guess we weren't able to replicate history there. In our version, Bobby Riggs wins. But you'll have the cards in your game, and you can redo this yourself and see if she can pull it out. Or indeed, as she did in real life, dominate. Thank you for whoever pointed that out on the missed point thing there. And that is our match for tonight. If you have any questions about how the game works, you obviously feel free to shoot us an email. And that is Let's Play Tennis.
Maybe you should mention the cards aren't going to come with every copy of the game. It's just through the end of.
Oh yeah, it's right. So this is sort of our it's a promo card thing for the first week. We won't always include these. But just we thought it would be cool to include a copy of them in the first wave of orders. So if you order this week, you will get these cards tucked in your package. But yeah, we won't be doing this. It's not a permanent part of the game. Just in honor of the 50th anniversary. Next week we're gonna have a surprise stream, a new sports game idea that we're gonna spring on you. Gonna keep it kind of close to the vest at this point, so you'll need to join us next week and find out what it's all about. Until then, thanks a lot for watching our 50th anniversary of the Battle of the Sexes. Congratulations to Bobby Riggs. He put his money where his mouth was this time. Be sure to hit the like button on your way out as you close your browser, and hope you have an awesome weekend. We appreciate you being here and being part of our amazing community, and we'll look forward to seeing you next week right here on the Play Space Live.